Hey guys, Sherry here with Fit to Be Live, and today's video I am showing you what a 10-day water-only fast looks like. I've never done an extended fast. I have done intermittent fasting for the last 6 months or so. And if you have never heard of intermittent fasting, basically we already naturally as human beings fast from the time we have our last meal of the day while we're sleeping until we have our first meal of the next day, which is why it's called breakfast. You're breaking your fast. When you do intermittent fasting and it's a little more regulated, you're shortening the window that you're eating through the day and you're lengthening the amount of time that your body is in a fasting state. So for me, what that typically looked like was I would have my dinner at 7 o'clock in the evening-ish, and then I wouldn't have my first meal of the following day until around noon or 1 o'clock. So I was fasting for a period of about 16 hours on average every day. I'm just about to embark on reestablishing my regular fitness routine. I just feel like obviously that's beneficial in my life. It's important to me and I want to do it. So this is a great time for me to do this 10-day fast because it's a good detox and sort of a jump start and a cleanse as I get into becoming more fit once again. What happens when you fast for an extended period of time is that rather than burning sugars, carbohydrates in your body switches over to burning fat, literally burning fat as energy instead of carbohydrates. So it's going to use up your stored fat. For me, I don't need to lose a lot of fat. I have a little bit of pudge around my waist. I have a certain pair of leggings that I wear that doesn't kind of provide any support because they're very thin, but they're comfortable. I'd like to be able to wear them without seeing that little pudge there, and maybe that'll come out of this 10-day fast. That would be awesome. But for me, the major benefits are the hormonal level and increasing my insulin sensitivity. If you're sensitive to insulin, you lower your risk of type 2 diabetes. We'll just go day to day. I'm going to kind of give you an idea of how I'm keeping myself busy and what I'm feeling like as the days progress and my body moves into that state of ketosis. So thanks so much for joining me. I encourage you to read up on fasting, intermittent fasting especially, because that is short term and very little risk involved. And I will see you soon. The night before my fast, my husband came home with beautiful steaks and cooked a delicious beef tenderloin grilling steak, medium rare, with asparagus and garlic mashed potatoes. We even had wine. It was the perfect send-off. So today is day one. I have my water and I have it in a mug that I love. I have the option of having a cold beverage or a hot beverage. It's not the same obviously, but so far I am not feeling any effects of fasting on day one. Okay, this is probably not the best thing I could be doing, but here I am on day one cooking for my dog. Got some sweet potato, red pepper, peas, and some chopped up beans in there, and I will be adding some ground beef and a little bit of rolled oats. So getting this out of my system, actually it's not tempting me, which is nice. Not sure if I'll be able to say the same thing tomorrow, but we'll see. Okay, another thing that I hadn't taken into consideration was how much food I would have to freeze. This is tomato season. I've got tons of tomatoes around my house ripening, which that's okay because I'll just make them into canned tomato sauce and they'll be good for a year. I won't fast for a year. But yeah, this is starting to hit me, you know, all this food in the fridge. Like I'm thinking, okay, that's gonna go bad before I have a chance to eat it. So I've been putting a lot of things into Ziploc bags and just putting them in the freezer so they won't go to waste. One nice thing about having a garden and chickens is there's a lot to keep you busy and keep your mind off of fasting. I still have the hiccups. I'm just going in now to give this to these guys. And that's loud. Hi, buddy. I'm sorry I'm not using my gimbal, so things are going to be a little shaky, but let's see if the girls are interested. There we go. At least somebody can eat. I'm really not feeling deprived. These hiccups are odd because I didn't know you could get hiccups if you're not eating anything. It's probably going to be tough a little bit later on when the guys are having their dinner, and I think I'm just going to go and play the guitar or watch a documentary or something to keep my mind off of the food issue and the smells out of my system. On the plus side, I don't think I have to do the dishes tonight. And now I am sitting having my water. I'm feeling somewhat hungry. My hiccups, pardon me. My hiccups did go away, and I'm just tired now. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. I think I'm gonna get up and do some exercise. I will also more likely enter ketosis sooner than if I didn't exercise, because by exercising I will be using up my whatever glucose is in my body right now. It's gonna have to shift over to ketosis if I'm demanding more energy from it. Should I do abs? Should I do arms? I don't feel like it, but I should. This is the end of day one. It's been officially 24 hours now that I've been fasting. I had a nap at 5 o'clock for half an hour, and then I got up and I felt great. The only thing I noticed, I'm not really hungry, but if I get up and like dash up the stairs like I usually do, my heart races a lot more than it usually does. So I am going to have to slow down maybe a little bit over the next few days. This is day two. So far so good. I am actually very surprised. I was expecting last night's sleep to kind of be affected by my fast, and I woke up once to go to the bathroom, which that happens. Yeah, aside from that, I slept like a baby. And today I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, not feeling hungry. Surprisingly, I kind of expected to. So I've had a nice big cup of warm water, and that's sort of our morning routine. And today, what you see behind me is on my list of things to do. I have a whole bunch of tomatoes at this stage of ripening. My project is to clean. I've got 2 rows of tomatoes here. As far as my fast goes, yesterday through the day, my brain was trying to talk me out of doing this fast. I was feeling hungry at times because I'm used to eating, you know, like everybody else every 4 or 5 hours through the day. My brain was kind of going, why are you doing this? You don't have weight to lose. It was almost like it was trying to talk me out of the fast because I was feeling hungry. So today I'm not feeling that, and I'm actually quite happy that I stuck through that little bit of time where maybe I wanted to not do it. So I've been getting out here going for a few walks a day, and you know, they're not long extensive walks. It's not at all like heavy duty exercise, but this is a cold morning. We hit 0 last night, so it's fresh. It's 9:30 in the morning right now, and I just am enjoying this brisk air. I feel really good today. That's all I wanted to say. But I did prepare breakfast and lunch for my son this morning, and I actually was fine working with food. I didn't feel like, oh, I'm dying, I want to eat this. Not at all. So far so good. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on day 2, and I've just been out and harvested a few more tomatoes here, as well as some beets and beet greens. And the greens are extremely healthy, like, and I can't eat that right now, but I will in 8 more days. I really have to have my water in front of me. Out of sight is out of mind, and I'm not feeling thirsty. And that's certainly important when you're not eating food. You have to stay hydrated. I apologize for the noise. We're winterizing our boat. I'm so happy we're busy because this is really keeping my mind off of things. So I am to be the eyes on the ground. So those are the earmuffs, they call them, and we have water going into the engine, and my husband's going to start the engine, and we're going to be pumping water through it just to make sure. Why are we doing this?
To fog it.
He's helping me kill time so I don't get hungry. There we go. Gentlemen, start your engines. Okay, yeah, I'm a NASCAR fan. It's lunchtime on day 2, and I'm actually just preparing some lunch for my husband. And because I wasn't going to be eating this week, I bought a lot of just prefab. So Caesar salad kit. I'm jealous because he gets to eat the whole thing, and it's going to be wonderful. But yeah, I actually am feeling really great. That's basically all I have to say. This seems to be like a boring 10-day fast. I don't know if I'm going to crash on day 2 or 3, or, well, this is 2. Maybe my brain is getting foggy. But so far, I have the mildest little bit of pressure in my head, but I wouldn't even call it a headache. It's just kind of, I feel a little bit different. But I'm not feeling like I can't concentrate or focus or anything like that. And yeah. So far this is great. 10 days is a long time, and I'm assuming that at some point I'm going to start feeling different. Hopefully not horrible, but different. But so far this is actually pretty close to my usual, the way my days would go, how I would normally feel. So yeah, except that I can't eat this salad, and it's going to be so good. I just did a bit of a workout. I'm focusing on the big muscle groups, so more legs and core. Did a little bit of arm work, some push-ups, and I only got to 7 push-ups. And I can't do tons of push-ups normally, but my head felt it. I was starting to get a headache doing push-ups, so I just stopped at 7. That's my body saying enough. I'm feeling good still. I feel tired, so it's around 4:30 in the afternoon right now, and I guess this is maybe going to be the trend. Around 4:30, 5 o'clock, my batteries start to run low, so I might just go and close my eyes for a 20-minute, half-hour power nap. This is 7:13 in the evening, so in another hour or so I will be 48 hours fasting. Feeling great. Got a bit of a headache. Hi, Brad. I am preparing some food for my dog, and my husband is preparing his supper, and the kitchen is filled with all these nice smells. I'm fine. I am having some water in a wine glass, and it's chilled and it's lovely. So the only effect that I would say right now I have is a mild headache. So I'm at the end of day 2, and it's about 9:30. I'm just gonna get washed up and get ready for bed. So today was great. I really have nothing to report. This is kind of turning into a boring vlog. However, I will say that doing a 3-day fast, from my experience so far, that is something that I would totally consider, because so far I feel really good. I'm not even hungry. I'm not feeling hunger at all. I'm not feeling a lack of energy. I've been able to do everything I normally do. It's actually kind of freaky that you can just not eat for days and still function normally. This is day 3. This is not a good morning so far. I've been up for about an hour. I feel so nauseated. And I'm freezing. I was really thirsty when I woke up this morning, and I think my eyes were dry and my lips were dry. My dog is lying across my chest. Dogs are so intuitive. So I'm still drinking water. I'm gonna try to drink more because I can feel it, like my lips are dry. I want to put some chapstick on. This morning's not gonna be very productive because every time I get up I feel like I have to throw up. So I'm just gonna stay quiet this morning and keep drinking. I had a really good night's sleep, completely solid, like I didn't wake up at all, and I was comfortable through the night. So that was good. Walking feels like, you know, when you have the flu and you haven't eaten in a couple days, you feel weakened. So I feel like that. I kind of feel like I have the flu actually, but I know I don't. Just pet my little puppy here. Yeah, just shaky. I can feel my heart beat more, and it just kind of feels weird to walk because I feel weak. I feel like everything is spacey and slow. Okay, it's noon on day 3. I am feeling so much better. This morning was rough, I will say. I have a feeling I felt nauseated because I drank a glass of cold water, like cold from the fridge, first thing in the morning. And I think that was just overwhelming my stomach. Like that was a shock. And then that feeling went away and I felt better, just really weak. The phone rang, I got up to answer the phone and I had that head rush thing, and I've kind of spent the morning quiet, had my shower, and then I did a pedicure and a manicure and just stuff to keep me busy that is quiet. Just trying to remind myself that when I feel yucky, because again, after that whole nausea thing, when I went in to have my shower, I was thinking, am I nuts for doing this? Like, is this something that I should just be ditching because I'm not feeling well? And then I come back to, you know, I've done a lot of research on this and just hearing from other people, day 3 is usually the hardest. I'm on day 3. I have to remind myself that those moments of yuckiness are going to pass, and that, you know, otherwise, like now I feel pretty good. I'm feeling good. I feel a little bit weak. That's normal. And I have to expect that. Apologies for the noise. I've got the dishwasher running and food sizzling on the stove here. As I'm cooking, you know, if you're the meal prep person in your home and you're doing a fast, you know, okay, so this is day 3 and I'm not hungry, but I think I'm hungry. You know what I mean? You kind of have to be after not eating for 3 days. So when things irk me at this point, I think I'm maybe a little bit hangry. And so the whole situation of meal prep, I was hoping to stay away from it while I was fasting. Having a family, and I mean, they're all capable of doing their own thing. I just feel like there's a little bit of resentment in me that I have to do this. And then I go, okay, Sherry, no. I am very happy to be playing this role in my family. This is an extremely important thing. It's important to me to provide good food to my family. And you know, if I don't, and then they open up a bag of chips for lunch, that doesn't sit well with me. I would rather take the time and put something healthy out there that's an option. So I'm not hangry anymore. I am grateful. I am blessed that I have these people to provide good food for, and dogs, not just people. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking at it from. Honestly, the smells of food have no effect on me. I've been chopping and I'm gonna make a pot of chili for tonight's dinner. I'm not feeling anything with the smells of food. So that's good. I think my throat is a little bit dry because I think I sound hoarse. You guys can decide. Oh my goodness, the smell of fresh garlic. I'm tired. I actually feel I need to go sit down, like my energy is sapped and I'm hot right now. I'm gonna go sit down and have a little bit of a quiet time now. But everybody's covered for today, so that's good. It's 20 after 5 p.m. and I didn't do a workout today because I did a workout today. All of those tomato plants, I did my pepper plants, I did, oh my god, so much. Anyway, a lot of squats and hauling and throwing, and I made it. I feel good. It's day 4! I feel great. The last 2 nights, I have woken up in the middle of the night with a really dry mouth, and 2 nights ago I didn't take a drink of anything. I fell back asleep, I guess. Last night I actually woke up twice, and each time I got up and I had about half a glass of water, and then I went back to bed, and that was great. And I put more chapstick on because I noticed my lips are feeling a little dry. So today it is pouring rain outside. I have some housework to do. I have some painting to do. My husband and I make signs, so I will be doing some painting. The first thing I want to get done, I actually have a bunch of stuff to do today. I'm going to go out in the rain and plant my fall garlic. I've kept the biggest and the best to use as seeds for this fall. That's a little aside. Anyway, as you can see, my energy levels are extremely high. I feel great. The knee pain that I had is gone. I've been listening to Dr. Sten Ekberg, and I am going to link him in the notes here because that gentleman is amazing. He talks a lot about fasting, a lot about insulin resistance, a lot about diet. He's a holistic practitioner and an Olympic decathlete. I want to get it right. Former Olympic decathlete, but very smart man, a lot of science-based information. So that's where I've gotten a lot of my information from on fasting. There's one that's especially good if you're thinking of taking on a fast and you're trying to kind of explain to your family that you're not going to die if you don't eat for 10 days. He has a really good video on is fasting dangerous, and he goes through everything that happens to your body during a fast and all the immense benefits that come out of it. So like I say, I'm gonna link it. Still drinking water, still zero food, and lots of energy. So yeah, day 4, perfect, love it. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I realize, I think, how much I eat or did eat out of just habit, just because it's time to eat and you just kind of do what you've grown up doing all that time. But I do get this growly stomach thing, but it's not feeling like I'm hungry. It's kind of feeling like things are just moving around in there, and there's air and there's whatever. So it's a different kind of, I wouldn't even call it hunger. It's just, it feels like hunger because it's the growling that you get typically that I would associate with being hungry. I don't know if I can give you an update and paint at the same time. I feel like I can't multitask. Okay, let's put this on pause. I miss food. Just knowing how I'm feeling now with nothing in my system for days, it really kind of drives home that we do not need to be eating every 3-4 hours. So after my fast, I'm going to be doing shorter windows of eating and longer intermittent fasting. I can't believe the benefits. So I'm feeling wonderful, and yeah, just keeping busy, but missing sitting down with my family and having something that tastes delicious. And I do find myself thinking of, okay, when my fast is over, what am I going to eat? You know, and there are certain things, like you can't go back to just eating whatever you would eat. You've got to kind of ease into it, especially after a longer fast. So, you know, it's recommended that you start with fats and then add in some probiotics like sauerkraut or something like that, and then add in your meat and your vegetables slowly over the period of the day. But I look forward to that. And keeping up with the water. And I actually looked up this taste that I have in my mouth. This is due to the state of ketosis that I'm in. So as my body is releasing ketones, it can give you this weird taste in your mouth. So I'm just going to keep brushing my teeth when it starts to bother me. And I guess that's just something that happens. You got to put up with it. But yeah, so there's a little piece of information for you. Thought I'd take you for a little change of scenery. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I just felt like going for a walk. I've determined that life's kind of boring without food. Like, you know, there are normally these breaks in the day where you kind of shift gears, and sorry, I'm ducking to get under a tree branch here. Yeah, you shift gears to prepare a meal and then sit down and eat it and then kind of do up the dishes afterward. Like, there's this whole piece of 4 days now that I've been missing that. Sorry, I'm just kind of distracted by, it's so gorgeous out here. Being able to be this clear-minded, this is a really good time for me to be doing this fast, because it's definitely bringing clarity to my thoughts and quieting my mind and helping me to focus on all the positive things and just staying positive. So, yeah, welcome to the woods. Well, the end of day 4 has arrived with relatively little discomfort. The biggest thing that's bothering me is this taste in my mouth. And I guess if that's going to last the next 5 days, it's kind of annoying, but I mean, something I'm going to put up with, obviously. So I had a busy day. I had a really good day. No food cravings. I'm preparing food for the rest of the family, and I am not feeling hungry or tempted to eat anything. Of course, looking forward to breaking my fast when we get to that point, but yeah, today's been a great day. I didn't do a workout today in terms of resistance training. I went for a little walk in the woods, and that was enough because I feel like my day was pretty active anyway. So tomorrow I'm excited because that is my hump day in this fast, and I will be at the end of tomorrow halfway through. I decided to have a mug of peppermint tea this morning. It's not caffeinated and it's clear. I haven't added anything to it, so it won't break my fast. But I really am kind of going crazy with this taste in my mouth, and I need some sort of flavor that's gonna kind of take that away. So if you're fasting, just FYI, you can drink black coffee. If you're concerned about the caffeine, you can drink decaffeinated black coffee and herbal teas as long as they have no caffeine in them. I'm gonna really enjoy this, actually. It's a little hot. Oh. I was gonna take you to a quieter place, but then my dog sat across my lap, so I'm gonna do my filming here. Nothing like a photo bomb, video bomb. I've had this little sore on my lip, and I'm gonna insert a picture here. I was reading up on it. And when you are in ketosis, when your body's not used to it, it can cause canker sores. Although this sore on my lip, it doesn't feel like a canker sore, it's not acting like a canker sore, and it's not on the inside of my mouth. It's not really doing anything. And it could just be that my lips have been so dry that this is maybe a little split or something like that, but just something to keep in mind. I'm feeling peaceful and serene. When I do my workouts, I'm doing 32 reps of everything that I'm showing you. In a couple of cases, I've done a few things ahead of time and then turn the camera on, but for the most part, I'm trying to focus on the largest muscle groups and compound movements that use multiple muscles in the body. So I'm doing a lot of legs, some abs, a little bit of arms, and that's it. One huge benefit to fasting is that when I'm not fasting, I literally, every couple of hours throughout the day, my brain interrupts me to think about the next meal. What are we gonna have? What am I preparing? I haven't had any of that in almost a week now, and it just helps me get so much more done because I'm not contemplating that, I'm not distracted by that, and yeah, that's a huge plus. I am chillin'. Twice when I got up today, after I was painting and after I had just been sitting doing some editing, my right knee gave out on me and it's sore walking for a few minutes after that happens. I've never had an injury or an issue with my knees. And so again, this comes back to being in a state of ketosis. It can affect the joints. It's temporary. I'm so glad that, you know, you can Google stuff like this and get these answers, because it kind of reassures me, like, no, my body's not falling apart. There's nothing drastic happening. This is normal. This too shall pass. Hi, baby. I'm actually in the kitchen again. So this time I got tons of Swiss chard out of my garden recently, and I don't want it to go bad, so I am getting it ready to preserve by freezing. I'm cutting it in little pieces after I remove the spines, and then I'm gonna put it into freezer bags and stick it in the freezer so I can enjoy it when my fast is over. So what time is it? It is just after 6 p.m. We're entering the dinner hour. Again, a little bit of feelings of hunger now and again, but my energy levels are super. If you remember in the first couple of days that I was documenting, I was crashing in the afternoon. The first day, I think it was around 1 o'clock. The second day, it was 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and the third day was like that, I believe, as well. So in the last couple of days, I have had no energy drop like that in the afternoon. In fact, I'm lasting well into the evening and past my normal bedtime when I would normally be falling asleep watching TV. I'm still alert and full of energy. So if you don't know this already, once you go into ketosis, so your body burns fat by turning fat into sugar and then burning it. So basically it's kind of the same as carbs, but it uses your fat instead of carbs. But your brain, what happens to your brain in ketosis is that your body creates ketones, and those are the food for your brain. So my brain is running on ketones right now, and I dare say it may be running better on ketones than it does on carbohydrates. Remember how I said back on day one that running up the stairs, I was really like I could feel my heartbeat? Now, today, I can run back up and down the stairs. I've been kind of all over the place today, and no ill effects. I'm a little bit more out of breath than normal, but I don't feel lightheaded. My heart's not racing. I'm coming to the end of today, day 5. Wow, we're going into second half of this. I'm really excited. I feel great. I feel really, really great. And still kind of blowing my mind, this whole situation. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. I'm still wired. I have so much energy. This is crazy. And the other thing I think is funny is I am still flossing my teeth every night before I brush, and I'm not eating anything, but I just do it out of habit, which is a good habit, and I'm glad I do it. I guess I'm gonna have the cleanest gums ever. Day 6. we have friends coming over today and we've got a little bit of light housekeeping to do and just kind of prepping for that. I slept good. I'm not hungry, still doing the water. Oh, this is a beautiful spot to be sitting right now. Sunny, getting my little dose of vitamin D. This morning I had some more tomatoes to deal with. We're inundated. And instead of making them into tomato sauce, I decided to make lacto-fermented salsa. And oh my goodness, the smells in our house right now. Sometimes I wonder if maybe working with food has made things a little bit easier, because even if I can't be eating everything, I at least am getting the same sensations of sight, touch, smell, just not taste, and not the satiety from it. But who knows, just a theory. So what I did notice now, and I feel like this is how it's been for maybe the end of yesterday and today, if I'm standing doing something for more than half an hour to an hour, I feel like it's a little bit harder to breathe. Everything is taking a little more effort and I want to sit down and take a break. So I feel like this is day 6. Going into the next 4 days, the last 4 days of this fast, I probably am gonna just take it more easy. Do some stretching instead of working out, do some meditation, just do some quiet things, have some reflecting time. That's probably gonna be really healthy for me anyway, and I think it'll help my body just get through these next few days. So that's my plan. Our friends came over. We had a wonderful visit that lasted all afternoon and all evening. They had some beer and pretzels and peanuts and barbecued burgers and fries, and I helped with the prep of the food, and I sat with everyone and I had my water, and I had absolutely no temptation or felt deprived that I wasn't partaking in the food. But had a great visit just the same. It's day 7. Oh, this is so wonderful. I mean, as I'm getting down to the end of my fast, I'm really appreciating what I've been doing for the last week. And the only discomfort I'm feeling is really being short of breath. I can feel my heart beating a little bit faster. Like there seems to be more effort having to be put out by my body at this point. So I really need to just say, okay, the next few days I'm just gonna keep things kind of quiet. I totally get the benefits of fasting, and I would recommend this for anyone, and maybe not necessarily 7 to 10 days. When I start eating again, I'm looking now for grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, organic nuts. I just really want to eat clean, and in my head I'm saying I didn't go to all this trouble to go back and eat junk, and the whole point of me doing this was really to heighten my wellness and sort of get my body into a really clean, super state so that I can excel forward. It is hard. It's hard to go for days and days without food. It does disrupt your life a lot. Yes, you have more free time because you're not preparing food, although I have been preparing food. But when you're not eating and you would normally be eating, now you're like, okay, I gotta fill this time and try and keep my mind off of food. But honestly, it's 10 days. There are 365 days in a year, and the benefits I'm reaping from this far outweigh the little inconvenience of kind of being off the grid for 10 days. So I'm feeling good. I was gonna go to church this morning and for a hike. I was feeling a little bit, my stomach, a little nauseated. I just thought, this is a 10-day fast. It's the only time in a year that I do it. I'm just gonna take the next few days for me, and there will be plenty of times to go to church and to go hiking. So thank you, God, for understanding. Okay, I'm getting tired of fasting. I'm just feeling like, oh, I can't wait to eat again. I think I've been sort of hyper-focused on food. We'll get there. I know. Just be patient, Sherry. Anyway, of course, I'm in the kitchen again, cooking. This time for my chickens, because they're molting and they need extra protein. So you can actually feed chickens cooked eggs. They won't become, it's not weird. I don't know. And for me, I am drinking an herbal tea, just with a little bit of flavor. Again, I'm still dealing with that taste in my mouth, and that's the most annoying part of it. That and a little bit of hunger burn. So I don't know if you actually can run out of fuel while you're in a fast. Like, I don't know what the signs of that are. I don't believe I'm anywhere near there, but definitely I don't think I would ever do more than a 10-day fast because it's starting to feel long. Too much fasting. I've just been outside dealing with the chickens. I get tired fast. I mean, I still feel fine, but I definitely have like zero endurance at this point. And I've been sleeping really well. So yeah, I get winded easily, and it's hard. I'm tired. When I come in, even after playing with the dog for a few minutes, like I come in and I'm like, I gotta sit down. Day 7. Check. I made it. So in all honesty, it was a good day. It wasn't bad. I felt fine through the day. I got some things done. I did a lot of stuff on the computer today, so it was quieter the way I'm sort of planning my next few days. Again, no food cravings. I'm drinking more fluids. Last night I did not wake up with a really dry mouth, so I don't know if it's passing or I just included enough water in my day that it wouldn't affect me through the night. And I'm hoping that today is the same because I did drink quite a bit today. It's day 8. You know what that means. It's time to click on that subscribe button, drop a like, and click on the notification bell. Just a little hint. If you're getting anything out of this video and you're enjoying it so far, I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I've got lots of stuff to show you coming forward. So, day 8, how do I feel? I slept horrible last night, and I've come to the conclusion that mornings are tough when you're fasting. Not every morning. I had a number of them where I felt quite good, but it does take me a little longer than usual to get going in the morning now. I usually jump out of bed and I'm good to go. I hop in the shower and I just go through my morning routine. These last few days it's been like, okay, I can do this. And you're sort of revving yourself up to get going. As far as now, it's later in the day. My energy levels are great. I've had an herbal tea here and there, but otherwise just sticking with my nice fresh water. And of course, I'm in the kitchen again. Grab a slightly quieter corner here. What I have been doing is doing a lot of research on clean food. And I finally found sources for grass-fed meat. We don't have a lot of options where I live. So I actually found a company that does beef, fish, chicken, and pork. And I've been able to place that order. So everything's going to be arriving shortly after I finish my fast, and just really going to focus on clean eating after all of this is done. Just for giggles, I'm curious to know if I can still do my 10 push-ups. So my heart is racing, but I did it. It is a little more difficult than normal, but I have not had any food for 8 days, so I think that's pretty good. Just about to go to bed. The rest of my day was pretty good. I am feeling hungry. I'm starting to get like burning hunger in my stomach, and I've actually had a bit of a sore throat for the last 3 days, but it's only like at night and in the morning. I'm starting to feel my lack of a good night's sleep last night because it's still a lot earlier than I would normally go to bed, but I am ready for bed. So I am going to turn in and get up tomorrow for day 8. Oh my goodness. No, wait a minute. Is today day 8? I'm serious. Today's Monday. So I only have Tuesday, Wednesday. Wow. What? Tomorrow's day 9? Is that possible? I just checked. This is me being ecstatic. Tomorrow's day 9. Day 9! 9! I have today, I have tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm already kind of planning how I'm going to reintroduce food. And I've been thinking a lot about food, and I guess that's natural. That's got to be natural. Energy levels, awesome. Sleep sucks. I woke up pretty much every hour last night with the taste of like I ate a dead animal. I mean, this is really horrible. And honestly, when I got up this morning with that again, I actually thought about making this my last. I'm going to start eating today. Like, I'm going to stick it out. I have 2 more days to go. I was reading up on the bad breath thing, or the bad taste. I imagine it's bad breath too. I'm not breathing on anybody to know. But when your body is first getting used to the state of ketosis, that happens all the time. And it can take up to 21 days to go away. I'm not fasting for 21 days. I don't care to put that to the test. Would I shun away from doing another 10-day fast because of it? I would. It's that bad. So basically last night, every time I woke up, I had to go brush my tongue. Like I was just, ugh. And I made the mistake. Instead of using toothpaste one time, I put a little bit of baking soda on my hand and, you know, dipped a wet toothbrush into it. Put it on my tongue. But this was at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And because I haven't eaten food in how many days, it was like this instant, I'm dying. It was so salty and so horrible, and I gagged right away, and I'm trying to rinse my mouth out and get that taste out of my mouth. Oh my goodness. Okay, so enough said about the taste. It sucks. But aside from that, I feel terrific. My energy is great. In fact, this 10-day period is the first time in probably 20 years where I haven't felt that I need to either in the afternoon go have a quick power nap or later in the evening just go to bed because I can't sit through a movie because I just fall asleep. That has not happened in 10 days. My husband is tickled. We can actually watch shows now and I'm not like nodding off and him going, hey, you want me to turn it off? So that has been huge, and I don't know, I guess that's how it is when you're not loading your system with carbs and driving insulin. So again, that is a huge plus, and what's changing my mind to kind of go fewer carbs. I don't want to go completely keto because I just don't want to. I love vegetables. I like healthy vegetables. I think that I can very easily go back to a very healthy diet that has vegetables, but a lot of healthy protein as well. So I'm going to be focusing on healthy proteins and healthy fats in my diet. Sorry, one more thing forgot to mention. One of the things they say you can do to minimize the taste in your mouth when you're in ketosis is to drink more water. The more water you drink, the more you go to the bathroom, and ketones are expelled more in urine than they are in breath. So if you're flushing more of it out in the bathroom, you're not going to get as much coming out in your breath. Super busy day today. Got a lot done. I have been drinking so much water. This evening I drank this just in the last like 2 hours. It's 1.5 liters, and I've been drinking all day. I'm starting to get that taste in my mouth, and I'm dreading this night. Tomorrow is my last day. I will not have to do another night like this. It's day 10. I thought I would put on the exact same thing that I was wearing when I did day 1, just so you could see a side-by-side comparison. I lost 10.5 pounds in the last 10 days. And that's about all that I calculated in terms of numbers. But if you look at the side by side of those leggings that I showed you in the beginning, there was a pretty significant difference in the fat loss around my belly, and I didn't have a lot of belly fat, but I did notice a reduction there, which is really nice. I also want to show you, I had a pair of pajama pants that I actually had contemplated giving away because they were too snug in the waist, and this is how they fit me now. So definitely some fat loss there. Now on the inside, my energy levels are amazing. I still haven't eaten anything. When I reintroduce food, I want to do it in such a way that it doesn't spike my insulin, because that could lead to cravings and set me down a path that I really don't want to go on, of fat storage and back into that cycle. So I'm going to reintroduce very slowly, starting with fats and then adding my probiotics about an hour later, and then adding some steamed vegetables, and then gradually adding in some protein. And all I can think of is, what am I going to eat when I break my fast? I will be going shopping today to pick up some of those items. Oof, I'm on my way into town, and I don't know, I guess psychologically knowing that I'm going to be eating later today, my stomach is now growling ferociously. Unfortunately, this taste in my mouth is, even in the daytime now, like I can't get rid of it. Woo! So I just went shopping and I am so excited. I want to show you what I bought. Oh, check this out. I even found lactose-free feta cheese, which I didn't even know existed. I got sardines, olives, tons of good vegetables, fruits. Now these here are what I am most excited about. These are my avocados. That is what I am going to enjoy very soon. Okay, I am beyond excited. I got my avocado. It is so perfectly ripe. Oh, I absolutely cannot wait to taste this. Oh, oh my goodness. I'm just gonna take a little bit right now. I need to reintroduce slowly. Oh, look at that. I've been preparing food all week, but it hasn't been for me. So the thought of being able to eat this is just like, oh, so good. All right. Oh. All right. Little bit of salt. Here we go, after 10 days. Oh my goodness, my taste buds are just, my mouth is like overwhelmed here. I don't even have words. Oh. Okay, I've actually never experienced anything like this in my entire life. Totally worth it. Highly recommend doing a fast. I can just taste all the goodness. Oh, hang on. Mm. I feel like I can feel my body just pulling all this goodness into my cells. It's been worth it. It's been about 45 minutes since I ended up having another quarter of the avocado. But you know, I feel this calm kind of coming over my system. When I was shopping, I've had that kind of windedness to me, and You know, at this point, I knew that I was going to be eating, and I think I had psyched myself mentally to be like, okay, I want food now. But yeah, since I got that healthy fat into me, I just feel this calm coming over my system, like, okay, I feel good. So now I'm going to introduce some probiotics. This is a lacto-fermented salsa that I made. It's been fermenting on the counter for about 3 or 4 days. And this is a sauerkraut that I made a while ago, and there's not much left of it. I've got more jars in the basement, but I'm going to have a little bit of each of those and introduce some healthy bacteria to my biome. Oh my God, the smell coming out of this. I haven't yet opened this one, so I'm just stirring it up now, and I don't know if you can see kind of all the foam and bubbles. That's all the healthy, it's the gases coming out of the fermentation process. Oops, I just made a mess. But oh, it smells heavenly. I wish I could share this smell with you. So I'm not gonna have too much, maybe a couple teaspoons of each. And I think to this I'm gonna add a little bit of cilantro because I didn't have any when I made it. And it's really good with cilantro. And I just picked some up today. Oh, looks so good. Oh my gosh. Honestly, it takes your breath away. If you ever want your taste buds to be heightened, just go without food for a few days. Or 10, your choice. Oh, I can't believe what I'm experiencing right now. It's amazing. Got a few final thoughts before I let you on your way. So firstly, the number on the scale did not have any reaction to me whatsoever. I really am not a numbers person that way. It only makes sense that when you don't eat for 10 days, you're gonna have less body weight. There's nothing in your intestinal tract. You might be a little bit dehydrated. Obviously, some of that is fat loss, which is great because most of us don't need anywhere near the amount of body fat on our bodies that we have. So I would say if you're going to do a fast, hopefully it's not just for weight loss purposes. You will get your weight loss results, but if you go back to the way that you were eating and your eating habits weren't great, you're going to regain it all back, and you might actually rebound and regain more. So it's really important to know what kind of food you're putting into your system and the results that that food has on your body. Again, I'm going to link Dr. Sten Ekberg in my show notes. He's a really good person to follow if you really want to understand the effect that certain foods have on your body. Would I do it again? Now that it's all over, you know what? Once a year, I probably would. I probably would. Yes, the taste, I still have horror stories in my head, but all in all, for what I feel now, I envision that I've had Sherry's housekeeping department going to town on all of the cells in my body. So all this old debris, things that were just not being used anymore, and clutter basically in my system, have gotten swept out, and they've made room for brand new healthy cells. I can't help but feel that I will have optimized health because of this. And just a final word of caution, if you have underlying health conditions, please do not attempt to do a fast like this without speaking to your doctor. I will say even people with diabetes should be able to do some sort of fasting, and it will benefit their condition. Type 2 diabetes, not type 1. But if you have type 2 diabetes, even intermittent fasting can really help to increase your insulin sensitivity. You need to be closely monitored because obviously if you're taking insulin but you're not eating, you really need to know those numbers because you could put yourself in a dangerous situation. So always, always, always consult your family doctor. And other than that, happy fasting.